Hello, this is Venusvi. Welcome to Venus Have UPSC channel. Firstly, I am really sorry for not uploading videos since 2-3 days due to some problems. But I try my best to be consistent from now. So please do excuse me for this one time. One good thing I wanted to share with you all is yesterday I have watched the paper of GS3 of this year mains. I was making the Chandrayaan 3 series. I haven't watched the paper then. When I watched the paper yesterday, I have seen a question on Chandrayaan 3 which had divided the question into 3-4 sub questions. The first one is how Chandrayaan 3 gets succeeded but not Chandrayaan 2. What are its faults? And the next question is about the spacecraft and its part and their explanation. And the third one is significance of Sriharikota Center. And the fourth one is about virtual distance space center. These four questions we have discussed the three in the stride three videos of Chandrayaan 3 series. Coincidentally, we have covered some different corners of Chandrayaan 3 that were also covered in the paper, which is really happy thing to share. Still didn't watch the video, please do visit the Chandrayaan 3 series playlist in the Venus Have UPSC channel and kindly watch the videos. Okay, without any late and further delay, let's move into the today's video topic, which is nothing but about climate change. That is climate polycrisis topic we are going to discuss today. Season it is rainy season. But what we are going to get, what we are getting now, like more heat than in summer. Should rain dignifiedly, it should bless the crops in our nation. But what it is doing, either it is raining too much or it is not at all raining and it is producing more and more heat. This is the topic we are discussing since ages, global warming and carbon emissions. But today's author had presented the topic and the solutions in such a graceful way that after listening to this topic, now all our brains gonna get exercised and get challenged by the level of thinking and the broadness of the author had in the editorial of today's paper, that is climate polycrisis. As you all know, poly means many corners. Crisis means crisis, problem. So many corners of problems. Climate is gonna thing we are going to address. So it is a term which was made popular by a man called Adam Tooze. This climate polycrisis actually is a term that refers to the interconnected, not just interconnected, but also compounding and many types of crises which are related to climate change and are also affecting our planet, not just in one, two, or few sectors, but in various and vast level of sectors and domains of the planet. And it is called as climate polycrisis. So that we are facing a lot of physical impacts due to this climate change, which are like rising temperatures, sea level rise, and also extreme weather events that we are going through the present situation, and are also challenges in social, economic, and political factors also. That means problem is one, but it is touching every corner of the society and every country in the planet. Nothing but a polycrisis. If we take India as an example, we can see interconnectedness between so many sectors such as energy, infrastructure, health, migration, food production, which are heavily impacted by this climate change. Just one. So many sectors are affected by the term climate change and the factors of it. When this much is happening, one side solution or surface based solution or something which can rough off on surface or a one way go solution will not be sufficient to solve such a depth problem. Solving such a very deeply rooted problem, we definitely need some holistic approach which involve not just one or two people, which involve all the stakeholders of the planet and also ensures the resilience, equity, and also justice. Is not less like putting all the burden on certain companies or certain countries and setting remaining calm. Like that will not work out. Everyone has to be equally responsible for the things they are doing. The approach we are going to form for this solving this problem, there should be resilience, equity, and justice to be maintained in that approach. People say that if there is some big problem happening to you, now divide it into some subtopics and solve it one by one. If there is any big problem in maths, divide it into sub problems and divide and solve it as a whole. Then you can make it easy. So it is very easy to think to solve a problem in a sectoral way. Apply the same type of application in the polycrisis situations, no, it will not work out. Where the problem comes is if you focus on solving one sector of problem, it actually impacts the like other sector. It actually added that burden to the other sector. Solving the sectoral wise is not gonna happen in the climate change issue. Solve one corner, the it will create impact on the other corner. So in these kind of situations, we actually need some transformation. That is nothing but a deep transformation. Something like the foundation. It has to bring change in the foundation. Like we can consider the change in economy only. Something like we can create an economy which is sensitive to the planet. For example, if we take digital infrastructure, it had created a lot of opportunities for the startups and also public services also. Business people, it helped. For payments, it helped. It also helped government to efficiently place those policies and to efficiently deliver the policies to the people in a direct way. Digital infrastructure as a base foundation helped and covered so many corners of the problems in the society. Why can't we create something like carbon infrastructure, which can take as the flows or inflows and outflows of the carbon into account and make it as a base for the formulation of the new policies, something like that. And also formulating the policy by considering from the people individual level to the citizen level to the panchayat level to village panchayats, district and state and then nations. So considering every sector, like every stage, from individual to the level of the world, considering everyone as accountable and as a stakeholder in this carbon infrastructure. So how can we do this? We will discuss it in a steps way. The first step we can do is first we need something to measure it. Means we have something, we should measure the carbon emissions from the individual level to the level of the world and countries and the state and the panchayat level. Once we have the system now where we can measure the emissions of the carbon, then we can go for the next step, that is carbon accounting. We have this measurement system, then obviously we can establish an accounting system that can help us to hold the balance of our carbon books. First we will measure, then it will be very easy for us to create an accounting system, then we can also maintain carbon books. Then what next? The next step we can do is National Carbon Accounting NCA system. This come into the deployment in the nation. It can be both evolutionary and revolutionary. Any of these ideas in the climate change. This national carbon accounting will bring every single individual to households, everyone under one carbon networking a carbon accounting framework. Under one carbon accounting framework, it will bring every individual in the nation. And it will also change our way to look at the human and non-human activities in the world that are leading to the more and more carbon emissions in the nation or in the world. Okay, there is also a national carbon accounting. Then what next? What more we can do to solve this problem? Something like carbon tax. The next one we are going to discuss is about carbon tax. As you all know that there is income tax returns. Imagine having a carbon tax along with income tax returns, or else just only carbon tax. Like there here we will consider the carbon inflows and outflows of every individual, and we will keep an account of it, and every person who is accountable for releasing more carbon into the atmosphere, they has to pay more tax, something like that. Carbon tax means like that. Imagine the revolution that is going to happen in the public finance when the carbon when the carbon is recognized, captured, valued, and accounted. Not only this, but also taxed. Just imagine how it is gonna be. And what actually this carbon accounting is. Now we are going to discuss about the next one, carbon accounting. As you all know that the primary mechanism of development in any way is public finance system. Where do government get so many apportion funds for their different developmental activities? Obviously, from our pockets, from the pockets of tax in the way of tax revenues, and also much more from the individual level to business to household. Everyone accounts some or some share the development of the nation. It also holds an account that trace the inflows and outflows of money in our nation. You know that money accounting is an integrated system which involves the individual to the national level bank, that is central bank RBI. Help us to keep a track on the circulation of the money outflow and inflow in the system of our nation. Makes us the visible money visible and makes the finance public finance possible. But in contrast, we don't have any such tracking system to track the flows, inflows and outflows of carbon at a granular level. Nowhere it is present in the society, present society. Obviously, if there is no tracking system, it is very difficult for us to make a progressive carbon tax which penalize the higher, larger buyers of petrol, more tax, and the average person or average consumer a less tax. It is not possible to divide it in such an efficient manner. When you don't have the details of exact amount of the emissions released to each entity or each individual, you cannot penalize them in an equal or justified manner. Isn't it obvious now? It is obvious. That is why we need national carbon accounting is important. We have to know the emissions of carbon and their accounts, inflows and outflows in an individual level. That we can keep a track on the carbon they are producing, removing, storing and offsetting, whatever they are doing. Everything should be accounted. They have to maintain some carbon books along with their financial books. Every company, every business entity has to maintain it. They will keep every detail about the carbon emissions towards their company. This national carbon accounting, this NCA system will bring the concept of total these carbon books into real. It will make the it will make us the carbon inflows and outflows visible to everyone. So now we can see in detail the inflows and outflows of the carbon emissions are happening in the nation. Our accounts also carbon accounts. So imagine if there is a system where we can convert these carbon accounts to the rupee accounts. That can be a motivation to the people to produce less carbon. That they can convert it into a huge money. Is also some of the best economic flow that we can give to solve this environmental issue. Once we have this national carbon accounting system, we can make predictions about future emission also, and we can also reduce the we can also reduce the carbon emissions. We can also track the process of the place we are in reducing the carbon emissions. Main thing is first we need something to measure. Next we need some accounting, carbon accounting. Next we need this national carbon accounting. So these are the three steps that which are needed to solve this problem according to the author. Not only here, we can still speculate about the future national carbon budget, how it is gonna be, and also we can reimagine the entire economy in that way. We can also adopt new technologies, new forms of collective action. Instead of having any single goal of any nation like increasing the economic GDP, in money terms only, we can also add it as a parallel goal like adding carbon GDP. Economic GDP means where countries put their efforts to increase its economic GDP, their money value, their growth and development rate of the nation. Production, it local production, where its carbon GDP is absolutely opposite. Here they has to focus on reducing the carbon emissions through their nation. Here they has to focus the reduction of carbon GDP, not increase. Parallelly, along with economic GDP, we can also keep the carbon GDP as also and one of the important goal. Like nowadays, we also even have along with GDP, we also had gross national happiness index where along poverty, happiness, children, nutrition value, their growth rate, children mortality rate, literation rate, everything is considered. Just economic or money value, something like that index has to introduce into the system which is planet friendly or eco friendly or planet friendly. This we understood that any polycrisis need a poly solution where many corners has been touched by this one solution. We should also maintain the depth. This NCA system, it will not just help our India to meet its commitment of becoming net zero of carbon emissions by 2070, but it also helps many countries if they adopt globally, if they adopt this system globally. Also we are gonna get new livelihood in the form of organizing its economy and society. A good change happen, it automatically changes the livelihood of the whole nation. In short, we can say that NC is a poly solution to the polycrisis or climate polycrisis. So here we are done with the topic of climate polycrisis. Ever thought of having carbon GDP, national carbon accounting? I feel this idea is something very cool. How can an author thought about such a broad solution, such a different and beautiful solution for a problem existing? Have been for a dimension that we never have been even considered till now for this problem. Literally challenging our brains to think out of box whenever such problem comes. So here we can say that every mind is a miracle and every thought is a stepping stone for new achievements. Please do keep on thinking. Please do utilize your mind in a very different way and keep on thinking out of the box whenever something happens or whenever something comes in your way. Keep thinking good. Keep doing good so that you can increase your social credit score very much. Don't fall into the trap of social debit score by doing something bad to the society. So keep doing good to the society. Keep thinking good and make your mind broader and broader by thinking out of the box. Keep exercising your mind in such a way. Hope you all liked the video, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Venus Have UPSC, and please do comment your valuable suggestions in the comment box so that I could know and I could develop myself. I could also progress myself along with all together. And don't forget to press on the bell icon, get the notifications directly onto your phone about the Venus Hard UPSC channel and its new videos. And if there are any new topics that you want me to cover, so please do kindly mention them in the comment box. I will try to cover them. And once again, thank you very much. Hope you all are having a very nice day.